want the mic?
Okay, my name's Eric Tucker. I am from Alabama. I've lived here in Panama City. My wife tells me I have no recollection of time. 7 years, okay? Well, that's about how long I've been clean too. I struggle from addiction because of a series of unfortunate events. I watched my dad tragically die when I was a kid. My mom turned into a raging alcoholic who slept and vomited most nights because of her loss of her soulmate. She did the best she could. So from that point on, I had elder cousins that would come by, and because it helped them in their problems, they thought it would help me in my problems too. Well, before I had the ability or the understanding to know right from wrong, I just received any kind of help that I could get, you know. I had my whole life snatched out from under me as a kid. So my heart was ripped into a million pieces. So I went through addiction, and I had hepatitis C for over 10 years. Well, I ran into my God, and he changed me. He changed me in the drop of a dime. And my heart wasn't the same anymore. And it's crazy because I just got a text message from a buddy of mine, and he told me, he said, "Eric, do you remember telling me 4 years ago that you were healed of hepatitis C?" I said, "Yeah." It was a misunderstanding. It's a long story. Anyway, I did say that, and he said it's amazing to see how your faith and what you believe can actually prevail. You know. So now I have the opportunity to first and foremost thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and thank the Avicenna Clinic. You are truly the hands and feet of God. You know what I mean? Now I have the opportunity, or the chances are better, to watch my 2-year-old daughter walk down the aisle and give her away. Watch my 16-year-old daughter live her life, play with grandkids. And thank you all so much for giving me this opportunity. That's it.
This is the part where I usually choke up, and I'm going to try really hard to talk. I think that Mr. Tucker is so brave and real for sharing his story. It's something that I say a lot of times when I talk at the hospital about compassionate care. No one in kindergarten stands up and says, when I grow up, I want to be a drug addict, or I want to be addicted to drugs or pain medicines or anything else, or I want to be impoverished. And no one has that thought when they're little, and then life happens, and we none know what each other's life is going to be. And so thank you for sharing your life, and we're so happy. And now, if our other guest speaker will come up and talk to us. Her name is Gloria Pierce, and she also has a story to share. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I contracted hepatitis C over 10 years ago from a life I was living of IV drug use. I created a real hell and a deep pit of isolation, depression, confusion, and fear. I had no hope. Then I got clean in 2013. And at that time, I started secular programs and started going to church. I got a sponsor like they told me to do, and little by little, I started gaining freedom from guilt and shame. Still in denial about my health crisis, God put a wonderful man in my life in 2016, and he encouraged me, urged me to seek Harvoni treatment and to live a healthy lifestyle. With great support from the community, friends, and family, I started on my journey. During this time, I began to study the functions of the liver and the immune system. I found out the importance of how a healthy diet and a healthy weight help your body fight the disease. I wanted to learn how I could be proactive in helping my body fight hepatitis C. I learned so many things that took me from feeling out of control, overpowered, and defeated, to living with real hope. This was my chance to give a gift back to God by living a life free from toxic chemicals and to completely change my life around. With the outstanding help of Avicenna and their staff, Nurse Sandy, and nurse practitioner Linda Drinker, and Dr. Abula, I am free from hepatitis C and the effects it had on my mind and body. I would like to say thank you, and I am forever grateful of the impact you had on my life.
body, and soul. He covered all areas, and the clinic's really representing that. Dr. Abulela, he wanted me to have to say it again. You can cheat and say Dr. A, but I hate to cheat. I want to say it. There you go.
Thank you again. And I think we forget about the video now. So everyone's hungry. So we'll go straight for the presentation, please. So Avicenna Clinic, I'll start with a verse from Quran. When I am ill, it is He who cures me. Chapter 16, verse 30, which is Abraham said that in the Quran. Next slide, please. So the mission of Avicenna Clinic to provide quality healthcare, and I believe that healthcare is a right for every citizen, not just a privilege. So everyone should have an access to the healthcare. So things like me. And I think we have enough about Avicenna tonight. So okay, so we cannot work alone. We have to work as a team. So we work in the beginning with the health department, and I want to really thank them because they gave us the guides how to establish a free clinic, and we didn't have experience before that. So we started with the health department, and we have many sessions and many meetings until we get established. And then we look for support from other community. How can we get, seeing patients themselves is not enough. We need ancillary service, we need labs, we need X-ray. So by the help of Bay Medical and then Bay Medical Secret Heart, they really give us a lot of support. So we have, as Mr. Steve Grubb said, almost 25,000 a month from Bay Medical for all the labs and X-ray and MRI for our patients. As a matter of fact, we just diagnosed one patient with renal cancer with lung metastasis because she had MRI and CAT scan free at your facility. Thank you very much. So I think teamwork is very important because no one can work alone. Gulf Coast also help a lot, and I've seen a clinic. We have many meetings with them, and really help us to go forward. Okay, next slide. These graphs show how we grow since the 2011, start from 0 patient. The light green is the number of patients, and dark green is number of visits, and see how much we grow since 2011 until 2016. Now we have almost 3,000 patients and 2,200 patient visit last year. Next slide. And this for 2017 until now, we have almost 500 visits, through the primary care, cardiologist, and rheumatologist, and neurologist. Next slide, please. So how the staff, grew since 2011. We have few physicians start the clinic, and we work only like 2 hours. 2 days a week, like after Monday and after Wednesday. And then after that, we had the nephrology specialist because it's the only free clinic here in the area, probably Panhandle area, that they have not only primary care, they have also specialty as well. So nephrology clinic, and I want to thank Dr. Anderson, she's here, she helps a lot. And 2013, we have many patients coming, and we cannot, see all of them after hours. So we hired nurse practitioner Linda Drinker. Thank you for helping. since 2013. And with the Bay Foundation grant, we been able to sustain that until now. 2015, we tried to think, outside the box instead of having basic physician specialists come to our office. So we, asked them, what about if we send patients to their offices, like 2 patients a month? And they accept that. Dr. Aga, rheumatologist, did that. Cardiologist group from Gulf Coast, and I want to thank them. Unfortunately, they're not here tonight. But 3 cardiologists from Gulf Coast, Dr. Francis Lee, Dr. LaBrue, and Dr. Davis, comes every month to see patients. So if you talk about neurology clinic, this is a unique clinic established by Dr. Tabba, and I want to thank him, he's here tonight. And this, again, neurology, maybe he talked this before, maybe the few clinics nationwide have neurologist clinic. And we have 2 neurologists, Dr. Tabba, Dr. Davis, seeing patients every month. So 2016, we promised last year that we have ultrasound, and we have now started ultrasound services start from 2017. Electronic record now, we are started and we are in transition to finish by the end of this year, inshallah. Okay. Here, the volunteer physician, this graph showed, how many specialists we have. We have primary care, we have cardiologists, rheumatologists, and neurologists, and rheumatologists. And also we had Dr. Frank Liu, hematologist, he accepting patients as well from Avicenna Clinic. And I want to tell you about Bay Cares in the health department. Bay Cares is established in 1994 by Dr. Zawai, Dr. Dunn, our Congress representative. And since then, they do very, very good work as far as specialty services. So now, any patient will have cancer. You know how expensive the chemotherapy is. So we send them to the Bay Cares, and Bay Cares, we send them to other facility for chemotherapy. And Dr. Lu sees hematologist patient in our office, in our clinic, once a month. Next, please. So upcoming challenges, since we started 2011, we didn't have any health, reform plan in this country. So we started with the numbers 30,000 patients in Bay County have no access to health insurance. Almost 20% of the residents here. So Affordable Care Act came 2014 and probably helps half of them. But is the perfect plan? I don't think so. I think we need more, comprehensive health reform. However, I want to keep this to the, leave this to our, government and our, politicians. But as a community, we are not going to wait for our government to help us. As physician, local community, we have to give back to our community. So this is what we are believing. We have to pay back. We don't have to wait for anyone to help us. Go ahead. So our vision, first of all, we need to expand. We're renting small place on the plaza on 15th Street when Mr. Grabs now went tonight. So, but this is a very small place, and we need to expand. We need to have a freestanding building, but unfortunately our resources is very limited. Because until now we're seeing 2,000 patients last year with only part-time jobs. We need to have a full-time clinic to see at least double of these numbers. Electronic medical record, we promised last year and we already started 2017. And of course, always we need for volunteer, need for support. We from our medical community and from other community as well. Okay, I will end with this joke. The doctor told me to avoid any unnecessary stress, so I didn't open his gut. So thank you very much for support.
Well, thank you all for being here. It's an honor, and the speakers have been fantastic. And so we're going to begin dinner now. And we can just start. It's a buffet. So if you want to begin with this table, yes, no. I am so sorry. I had to make at least one mistake. It keeps me really humble. Hey, no way. Please forgive me. One more presenter, Malik, and Vivian. Two mistakes. So Vivian is going to share, and now when I met you the first time, now you'll have to keep me straight. It was at Avicenna.
Yes.
Okay. Avicenna. And see how they work with this girl from Georgia? Avicenna. And that was like my first time coming and joining the board, right? Did I get that right?
First time too.
Okay. Well, there we go. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Vivian Mohammed, and I volunteer at the clinic, do whatever they need me to do. Tonight, though, what I'm here to do is to thank everybody that's volunteered their time, volunteered their services to our clinic, because without you guys, we would never be able to continue what we're doing, and it's a great service for our community. So at this time, I would like everyone that volunteers, that's on staff with Avicenna, all the doctors, the board members, so we can give you a little bit of appreciation. Nobody's gonna stand up? Okay. And I'm gonna start calling out their names so everybody can see who they are. Over here we have Heather Schaefer, she's one of our primary care. And Mohammed, don't be shy, you can stand up too. You're with us, he's our IT guy. We also have Dr. El Shazli. He's one of the primary care doctors. Ali Shaban. Helps out a lot in different ways. Dr. Tabab, he's our neurologist. It's great to have him. I'm sorry? Dr. Anderson. I have not met her for a while, but thank you for being there with us. We also have Linda Drinkard, which is our nurse practitioner. We also have Sandy Drinkard, which is our nurse that helps out during the daytime. And last but not least, Malik helps us out. She helps plan this dinner and do whatever we need done. We really appreciate you being here. That's everybody. Dr. Abulela, he's our primary care doctor also. Everybody for being here.
What's the line?
Oh, like I said, I'm there doing whatever they need me to do. They just call me and I say, okay, I'll take care of it.
Maybe just I would like to, not to miss this opportunity. We have here really some people they help the Panama City community in general, and Avicenna is part of that. Is Mr. John Katie, he's a commissioner, Ward 1, and his wife, Gigi. So please, and Mr. The CEO for the Bay Medical.
He helps a lot too.
Yeah, of course. Our future, Mr. For Gulf Coast, please, and his wife. If I missed anyone, I don't know if I missed anyone, I'm sorry, but to.
We got Christina.
Christina.
She's our receptionist.
Oh, Tammy, she's on the board too. We need to give her one. I work behind the scenes, but I want to thank everybody for coming and for all the work that you do with us. Thank you.
Now we're going to begin dinner. So it is open and we're going to start with a buffet. So if you don't mind starting us off, and that way everybody will feel free to follow. Thank you so much for being here.